Greetings to you from wherever you're watching us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. It's the last one for the week, and it promises to be exciting. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
Always a delight to have you join us to talk sports in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan.
Let's just go straight into the things we have lined up on the show today. We're going to be talking about basketball on the show, the under-17 girls basketball powered by Olumide Oyedeji is getting rave reviews from a lot of people. We'll talk about it on the show tonight. We'll also talk about developments in handball on the African scene. We'll also, usually we don't do this, we're going to do this on the show in Abu Dhabi, preparing for the season finale in Formula One, and it's hotting up. 2 practice sessions today. We'll talk about that even as we move on the show. English Premier League will get us talking as well. Then we'll spend some time to look at what's going on in the FIFA Arab Cup. Guess what? It's halftime in one of those games, and his side is 5-0 up. You wouldn't believe it. And it's a football scoreline. So that's the outlook of the show today. And, of course, we hope at the end of it all, it will be worth your while. So, Austin, let me allow you take it from here as we start. Let's talk about basketball. I mean, something that is dear to your heart, the grassroots.
That's what it is, you know, and I keep saying it that that's the home of development. If you want to get sports development right, that's where you need to start. So shout out to Olumide Oyedeji for putting together this under-17 Girls Championship. And it's not just about talking about this sort of stuff. I wanted to spark something in ex-internationals. In fact, even with current players, that this is the way to go. When I'm done playing basketball, what legacy can I keep? You know, so when you see beautiful girls like this at this young age playing basketball, you're doing so much for their development. You're securing the foundation. You're strengthening it. You're giving them hope. You're giving us an opportunity, those of us that follow the sports, to have a peep into the future of basketball in Nigeria. And that's why I love this one. And it wasn't just about Lagos affair. He's looking at different parts of the country. But Lagos going on to beat Ogun 63 to 55 is a testament that Lagos has been busy over the years with basketball, and most of the talents find a way to come to Lagos. But if Ogun does, now that Ogun has reached the final and they've lost, and they go back and say, okay, for this, we will find a way to make sure that we develop more young talent so that when they go for competitions, they will do well. Yeah, I don't have much to say when I talk about grassroots development. I just want persons to look at it and have in mind that it is long-term. It's something you need to keep doing so that you keep discovering more talents and give these young persons an opportunity to play basketball. So kudos to the organizers, and let's listen to some of the talking points coming out of this, and definitely we'll come back. There'll be more for us to talk about here.
It makes me feel great because we actually worked for it, and thank God I have players that could listen to instruction and make it look easy for me. A lot of people was expecting the girls being rusty, but it was awesome that we had such competition to really showcase the girls. I mean, like the girls' competition has been totally forgotten in Nigeria. I mean, other guys who organize championships, you also just like remember the girls. I mean, these girls are eager to play and they can ball. You can see everywhere excitement. So I'm happy, and it's awesome that we had such things.
The game was a little bit intense because we were leading them with 20 points and we thought we'd actually arrived. But we thank God for the winning. I'm very, very happy because we really trained hard for this competition. And I thank God and our coaches and Lagos State for giving us this opportunity to show our talent.
I feel good, even our battle against Lagos. It's nice. I feel good. It's wonderful. It's nice. And I also thank Olumide for the privilege, for even allowing me to sing. It's a very, very big privilege, even if I'm a kind of shy person.
Yes, if you motivate a team, they will be able to score more points. If the tier or the table is dull, nothing we can do but to encourage each other. This game makes us understand more and have more experience on our basketball game.
We were weak from the beginning. Our shooter was down. Plus, the opponents were leading, so our shooter was down, which was the highest scorer. So I don't know. We tried to cheer out, but I don't know. But we tried. we try because we are young, we are under 17. Lagos are league players. I'll put it that way. They have less under 17 and more league players.
I'm happy about the competition, and I want to say a very big thank you to Olumide Oyedeji for giving us the opportunity to play, because mostly it's always boys are always playing competitions. But I'm very happy that he gave us the opportunity to be here.
You see the smiles on their faces. Can you hear the testimonies? This is what we're talking about. Even the girls from Ogun that lost, you could tell that they are happy to have even been given an opportunity to compete. This is what I'm always talking about, guys. And I mean, I'm sure you totally agree. For instance, I know in Gbemi Sola, if she can score 20 points in a final match, that's a talent right there.
I mean, what struck me as I was listening to the girls, I was all smiles. Thank God the camera didn't catch me smiling. The level of their understanding of the game is what got my attention. And the way they were speaking about the game, for people who don't get to see a lot of the action and they understand the game this much. And, you know, the tiny thread that runs through what the coach of Lagos said, what some of the players of Ogun said, is, look, we're happy that you remembered us, because usually you're always thinking of the guys. Now you're giving us an opportunity, and I mean, quite rightly, they thanked Olumide Oyedeji for giving them the opportunity. And another thing is, if it shows what Olumide Oyedeji has done, just shows it can be done. If we put our minds to it, we can do it. If we can forget the bickering, forget all the selfish ambition and all those other issues, it can be done. And it's also brought back to, if we don't develop this game, all of those things we're trying to achieve with the national team will fade away, as if we never even achieved anything, because other countries will catch up. But if you develop these talents that we're seeing, I mean, you have 16, 15-year-olds understanding the game like this. What if you take them to standard courts? What if you take them to places where, I mean, they use NBA quality equipment? And of course, they're going to develop. They're going to be the best. And that's what I hope that happens. So 2 things for me. Let's remember the girls and all that we do for prospective sponsors of tournaments. If you're doing something for the guys, do for the ladies as well. And also, it's a sign that if we put our house together, we'll see more of this.
That's right. That's the best place to land. Let's imagine if we had a united Nigeria Basketball Federation. Right after this, the federation should take this talent and then start the monitoring of these young girls, you know, because when you put together a competition for young persons, it's beautiful. But when you get young girls together, it's a special project because you're empowering the girl child. And let's say another kudos to Olumide Oyedeji, because you know the Olumide Oyedeji Foundation, the camp that he used to do for boys, has been existing for a long time. Now he's sitting back and saying, look, I'm developing the guys. What about the girls? But now we have a federation that is divided. Nobody is thinking about development. Nobody is thinking about the girls. Even at the senior level, the D-Tigress, we know the story. And this is a good place for these girls to start aspiring to become like to play for the D-Tigress someday. So we will leave this conversation once again appealing to the MBBF to come together. That's the picture we're seeing. Persons coming together to achieve a common goal.
Yeah, I agree with you. And there was something the sports minister I think he was talking about some time ago. And I hope we can get back to that. There's a deterrent for young people who want to do sports because they want to combine education and sports. If you can make it easy, because it's at this young age that they can really showcase what they can do. I mean, some of us will probably have gone on to be good footballers, good sportsmen, if we didn't have to choose between our education and the sports that we love. And even when you become independent and you're on your own, you've lost a lot of time. You can't go back to it. So you're looking at these girls. We need to start doing things that will encourage them to say, you know what, I can make a profession from this. It could be my mainstay. And that's because, look, I can tell you, a number of athletes that I know very good, but at some point had to choose. I mean, no parent will allow you, go into sports without having a backing of with your education, just in case. The sports you decide to participate on. So at the national level, that's another thing I think the sports ministry should help us to work with this young, so that we stop. Look, a lot of our youngsters are traveling abroad because they know they're going to get the opportunity to do what they love doing and still be educated. That opportunity doesn't exist in this place, and we need to start working on that. Also, even as we continue with this conversation, let's listen to an elated Olumide Oyedeji talking about his drive, his passion, what makes him want to continue doing all of this, and I mean projections for later years, talking about his foundation.
All we want to be a pace setter, maybe a game changer. You're going to see more of this, all about grassroots basketball. And as I said, despite the fact that all the scene, I want to see a smile on these young boys and girls' faces every single time. That's what keeps me going. So I'm overwhelmed right now for the support of everyone for that I received. So it's just fantastic.
All right, so it's just fantastic. Yeah, he says it's just fantastic, and I like those words. And of course, trust the media. We will do anything in our power to, bring the spotlight on people like this, people who are doing their own bits to ensure that in spite of all the problems we have, the game grows and nothing hinders the next generation from probably emulating the stars like Olumide Oyedeji or becoming what they hope to become with the sport.
Yes, before we wrap up this conversation on grassroots basketball development, let us emphasize the need to create an enabling environment, And I love the fact that while I called out the MBBF, you called out the sports ministry. So you see, it's holistic. Everyone needs to come together. Let me take the Channels International Kids Cup as a model for you. Channels Television is the visioner. We bring young people, but we work with the Lagos State Football Association. We work with SUBEB. We work with parents. We work with the ministry. We work with the States Football Council Association. You see, when you bring all of this, and then even the media, you see, everyone needs to come together. It's 360 degrees branding where we're dealing with the grassroots. So Olumide cannot do it alone. The MBBF, the ministry, parents, the media, everyone needs to come together because we're dealing with young talents, and at that level, it is very delicate because it is long term. You're helping a child to walk into their future. So it's very, very important that we take grassroots very serious. When we shout structure, these guys don't understand. When we say make policies and implement them, they don't understand. When we say it's not just about the talent, they still don't understand. So we need to keep talking about these things, and then hopefully someday we'll have the right persons in our sporting federations, in the ministries also, and then together everybody will come out with unity of purpose and start giving more attention to the grassroots.
I agree with you. If there's anything to add, it's the fact that we know what the problems are. We don't need to come out and start talking about the problems. Let's find unique solutions to the problems that we have.
That's right.
Issues like funding, issues like, not getting adequate support in terms of structures and facilities from the government. All of those issues, that are ways to work around it. And we need to do those things if we're really interested in developing the game in Nigeria. And I hope all of the things we're saying will not fall on deaf ears, that, this administrators would really listen to us, because we have this yearning to see the game develop in Nigeria. It's money spinning on one side, and also can provide livelihood for a lot of people. And on the other side, careers, that we can get from this. So it's very, very important. Also, let's move on the show tonight. Let's talk about handball. We were so eagerly anticipating the 25th Handball Nations Cup. We've talked about it. The Nigerian senior men's national team has been in camp in Abuja, but now the news is that the tournament that was supposed to be held from January 13 to 23 has now been postponed by the Confederation of African Handball, CAHB. The decision to postpone the biggest handball competition in Africa was for the organizers to address some logistical issues regarding the venue in Morocco, as contained in a letter addressed to all national federations of the participating countries. And furthermore, the executive committee of the handball ruling body will also have a meeting. It's going to be virtual, where they would take a decision on where they will be going after this postponement. Of course, they will apologize to the countries, but the impact of this, the direct impact as far as Nigeria is concerned, is that these guys that you have on your screen will have to leave camp because they've been in camp for some time. So this means that the intensive preparation they've been having will definitely come to an end for now. They've been in camp since December 1st, and now they will have to be disbanded. On the 28th of December, of course, the Confederation of Handball in Africa will make a decision on the way forward. Austin, not the news we wanted to hear, but it is what it is. We have to move on.
Yeah, but then again, let's give thumbs down to the Confederation of African Handball, because that press statement isn't straightforward. When you say logistical issues, what are they? You need to bring it out so that by the time December the 28th comes, we will not be hearing another story. What's happening in Morocco? Why can't they host it now? Why are you really postponing it? This is the Nigerian senior men's handball team, for instance. The Golden Arrows, they've been preparing since December the 1st, looking forward to this competition. And when athletes are getting ready for competitions, they go through so much training, conditioning, preparation. So when you come out and say, oh, you're going to postpone a tournament, and you say logistical issue, that's unclear. Let us know why you're not hosting the competition now. Let's know what the host country is saying to you. So they need to do just that. But this is another reminder to the Handball Federation of Nigeria, that we must find a way to always keep our teams busy, so that when this sort of situation comes up, you might have something else to jump on as plan B. I know Coach Solomon Yola and his team, they've been preparing for this competition. So now, if they're going to just wait till December the 28th, today is just the 10th, that's 18 more days to know where you're standing, it's not good. So they must find a way to keep this team busy, maybe get test matches here and there in Abuja or across or another venue in the country to keep the Golden Arrows busy, while we hope that the Confederation of African Handball will come out with a proper statement explaining the issues and how they've tackled it, so that on the 28th of December, we will be getting something deliberate from them as regards the competition.
Yeah, I was choosing my words carefully. I did not want to speculate, but I'm very happy you brought it up. It's not clear enough. What exactly is the problem? Morocco, the country that was supposed to host. I mean, you have history is replete with examples of Morocco when an issue comes up. I'm careful not to say it's because of COVID, but I would not be surprised if that's the reason.
Exactly.
There was a time.
That is what they should tell us.
Exactly.
Because we're in a difficult time, yeah.
And we all understand. There was a time, I think it was the Nations Cup, that was supposed to be held, and they said point blank they weren't going to allow some nations in the West African region to come to their country because of Ebola. This same Morocco. So, but like I said, I'm very careful not to speculate, but the Confederation is not helping us by not clearly stating what is the logistical issue that does not have a name.
That's right. That's right. That's why I'm giving them the thumbs down here. That they need to come out clear. We need a clearer press statement saying why we cannot have the competition now. Even going on to apologize to federal member states doesn't do it, because, as I said, a lot has gone into preparing for the competition. The Golden Arrows, we just mentioned, they've been in camp since December the 1st. Funding, they've been spending money to be in camp. Coaching crew, the players, they've been working, training, so when you come out and say logistical issue, and then the council will meet on the 28th of December, we'll wait 18 more days to know if we're going to have the competition or not. then that's not a good one from the Confederation of African Handball. So they should do better, and I hope that they will come out with a better statement as regards this competition. It's Sports Tonight on your award-winning sports-loving channels television. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, I'm sure you know there's still so much to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back to Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're taking a look at what's going on. You know, exciting, engaging, interesting, money-spinning world of sports. So, Yemi, let's get on with the conversation now and talk about the 2021 Formula One season. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, tied on points. I think 269.5 points each. History awaits. Who is going to win the 2021 Formula One season? And today, during the second practice, Lewis Hamilton set the pace with Verstappen in fourth place, 0.641 seconds behind. And with these, Mercedes, they are buzzing with so much confidence ahead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is the season finale. Yemi, but both drivers, in fact, all the drivers, they've been warned against dirty driving. We saw a little bit of it at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, but Abu Dhabi, I don't know. I just can't wait for this season to be over. Definitely to go down as the most dramatic F1 season. Do you agree?
Definitely, I do. Definitely, I do. And the organizers, I'm very sure, the organizers, journalists, the fans, we don't want an anticlimax. We want to see a race. We want to see somebody win. We don't want to see somebody winning because somebody crashed out. You know, we don't want to see all of that. And I guess the organizers, it's not as if they're trying to bring a new rule or anything. They're just trying to remind the drivers, this is what is acceptable, this is what is not acceptable. They even had a parley where, everybody had to sit down, and, we'll talk about that one later. But Verstappen, first practice session, was leading the pack. Second one, Hamilton fought back. And we can't say if this practice sessions will reflect what we're going to see on Sunday. I'm not sure, but it does show.
It's a good sign if you're leading the practice sessions. Yeah,
it is. But we've seen Hamilton start at the back of the grid and still finish in second. We've seen Verstappen get some penalties and still come out strong. So anything could happen. And Verstappen has been saying, look, it appears like you have one set of rules for me, another set of rules for the others. He's been complaining a lot about some of the things that has been done to him. I know we're going to see a very exciting race, but I'm afraid for it to turn out to be an anticlimax. All other drivers are not involved. It's just Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. All other drivers, the best they can get from that race is a podium finish. But as far as the title is concerned, it's between Max and Lewis. And for us fans, we just want to see both of them cross the finish line. Don't do all of those things that you do that will make one person not finish the race.
I just can't wait for it to be over. The drama, the suspense, the strategies I've seen this season. Shout out to Max Verstappen, and some of the things I've seen this season. He's been a phenomenal driver. I thought he was untouched. He was the best driver at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But Lewis Hamilton needed to take care of business to give us a season-ending finale, and he did just that. And that's the hallmark of a champ, who's been, dominating for the sport for some time now. But if you look at Verstappen, and it drives with admirable bravery. That's the word I should use, and he's not respecting anyone. So let's just wait to see. When they're done with qualifying, then our analysis will be clearer as regards what's going to happen at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, so I think we should just listen to both drivers after the practice session. Then later on, we'll get to listen to the team principals. They had a peace parley of some sort. But first, let's listen to the drivers. Let's hear what they have to say.
This is we're into unmarked territory as a team, and obviously with the year that we've had, I'm sure so many people would have ruled us out being this close right at the end. So so I think it's been an incredible group effort from everyone back at the factory and at the track. And no one's ever done 8 before, but I feel grateful. I remember what it's like also going for your first, so I know I've had those experiences and the roller coaster of emotions that you go through. Can't control those things around me. All I can do is control what I do in terms of preparation and how I conduct myself. I don't know. At the moment, it just feels like another championship for me. I don't look at it as a multiple. I always look at every season and every year as you start from ground zero and you're fighting. You're the hunter and you're fighting from the moment you start training.
It's been, really, really enjoyable. I think after last year, I didn't have a lot of hope that we would be sitting here, end of the season fighting for a title. But I think from the start, we were very competitive, and we had some good results, a bit of bad luck as well. But overall, we can be really proud, of the whole team effort, to be sitting here and fighting for this title. I think I arrived here just trying to do the best I can, trying to be the best prepared, and of course naturally trying to win this weekend.
All right, so much fun listening to both drivers, exciting, both trying not to cave under pressure, and both also aware that one mistake, the next man wins.
Yeah. And we saw it, even today at practice with the cars that are crashing, In Formula One, it takes just one crash and your race is over, So, but I love the calm before the storm, And if you look at Lewis Hamilton and the things he says, it's okay. He says, I went on to say that it was a descending. Max Verstappen said that the short run didn't work for them, slowed down their pace, so they learn with the practice. So when we get into proper qualifying, they will, get some of those lessons into it. But, on a race day, what fans don't know is it goes beyond the driver. The sort of instructions you get, the decision-making from the principals is everything on a race day. So let's listen to the principals. Toto Wolff has been very busy right after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and he's trying to, defend some of the decisions, that went the way of Lewis Hamilton. So let's listen to the principals, and I'll come back and talk some more.
Good luck. May the best man and the best team win.
It would be artificial to sit here all throughout the season and be all smiles with your biggest competitor. For me, I can't do that because that wouldn't be being true. It wouldn't be being honest. And so, of course, emotions boil over. We're in a competitive sport. Nobody wants to see this championship end up in front of the stewards or in a gravel trap. You wanted to see, these two titan of drivers that have gone wheel to wheel so often this year go at it again this weekend. That's what, as a team, we want as a driver.
It is just a fight for this trophy. One of the most important prizes in sport is a world championship, and that's why you cannot expect a lot of schmoozing between drivers, team principals, and all the team. It's pretty much possible that teams who haven't competed for the World Championship this year, whether it's Ferrari or McLaren or Aston Martin or Alpine, are capable of coming up with an intelligent concept based on much more runs than everybody else, and just doing it very right. So I think we need to expect much closer fighting for championships and races than we had before, and that's exciting. Michael and the FIA have come out with a reminder of what the IC stands for. And I think coming out is maybe a good deterrent and for everyone, just to keep the racing clean.
Yeah, so it all started with a handshake and saying best wishes. And they've all agreed to the FIA rules against dirty driving, because if you check it properly, on honor has got more reasons to be mad, particularly what happened at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Verstappen was also not cool with the stoppages, and 3 times he had decisions going against him. But I mean, let's also let our viewers know that Verstappen would win the title if both drivers, as Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen, retire or crash out together. Why? Because he's got one more victory more than Lewis Hamilton. You know, so there's no room for crashes or anybody retiring from Mercedes. They need to go out there, have a clean race, and then hopefully give us a grand ending to this season.
All right, so interesting times ahead. We'll see what happens in that one. Let us quickly move on. You have an update on Nigerian football you want to share with us quickly?
Let's talk about what's going on with the president of the Nigeria Football Federation. He's in Ukraine representing the FIFA president. And this is part of what we're talking about, Yemi. You know, when Amadou Pinnick was getting into the FIFA Council, we wanted a situation where Nigeria will have a big say in international football administration and politics, you know, and seeing him representing the FIFA president at a big event such as this in Ukraine, and of course, you know, where you have the UEFA president, the president of the Ukraine Football Association, and more football administrators from Europe, just tells you the importance that it will place on not just Nigerian football, but African football. And part of this, for me, is that he will learn more as regards the things that are being done internationally that we can reflect back home, Yemi.
All right, so that's it. Good updates there, and hopefully Nigeria benefits from all of the things that are happening. Also, we're pressed for time, and I don't want to get bundled. I don't want to get bundled out of the studio. Let's go to the English Premier League. You're tough. A game currently going on. Last time I checked, it was still goalless. Okay, Watford are a goal up now. Give us a quick update on this one.
A quick update: Watford 1, Brentford 0. This is a big game for those who want to, you know, make some impacts on the season, and particularly for Nigeria. We have Frank Oyeka playing for Brentford. There is William Troost-Ekong on the other side for Watford, and informed striker Emmanuel Dennis playing for Watford also. So just trying to get more updates with regards to this one. When we get it, yeah, we'll pass it across to our viewers.
All right, let's quickly move on to the fixtures. There you have the fixtures. Let me run through them quickly. Manchester City will be up against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal will take on Southampton. Chelsea will take on Leeds United. Liverpool will take on Aston Villa. Norwich will take on Manchester United. All of these matches will be played on Saturday. Then on Sunday, you have Burnley will take on West Ham. Leicester City take on Newcastle United. Crystal Palace will take on Everton. These are the matches for the weekend. And, of course, before we go, let's quickly talk about the FIFA Arab World Cup. That's what's going on right about now. Tunisia have advanced to the semi-finals, courtesy of a 2-1 victory over Oman. The game currently going on, approaching 78 minutes. Qatar leading by 5 goals against United Arab Emirates. All of those goals scored in the first half. All right, we need to go on a quick break. And when we return from that break, we'll wrap things up on the show. Back, I skipped something earlier. Let me just quickly go back to it. An Anfield legend returns to where he made his name. Steven Gerrard will be returning to Anfield as Aston Villa manager. First time going back to that club. Let's listen to Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp talking about Steven Gerrard and what that game means to both clubs.
Wonderful story. It's a wonderful story, and I can imagine a little bit to how his feelings are. I know he said already, no sentiments, no blah blah, all these kind of things. And Stevie's meanwhile already an experienced coach, so manager. He's doing the job already for a while, and he knows exactly how to approach games. But he has probably no idea how it will feel when he steps into the stadium or out of the dugout or whatever. I had that in a similar way. I cannot really compare it, but when I came the first time back to Mainz, or I came first and last time actually back with Liverpool to Dortmund. So it's strange. Strange. You like or love pretty much all the people you meet when you arrive in the stadium, and that's pretty much not often the case. When you go somewhere, it's easy to be very competitive usually. But I could handle it. Stevie will handle it. So it's like I think that Steve is friends with 99.9% of the people working for Liverpool FC. And
all right. I would have loved to say quite a few things, but we have to wrap things up. It will be interesting to see if Steven Gerrard will celebrate if Aston Villa scores against Liverpool. That's going to be very interesting to see. All right. So that's the show tonight. We do hope you've enjoyed everything we've been able to do. There's the last edition of the show for the week. We're back again next week to do what we do best, which is taking you on a trip across the money spinning, fast-paced world of sports from Lagos in Nigeria. I'm Imi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I promise to give more updates on that match between Brentford and Watford. So it's still 1-0 in favor of Watford. Emmanuel Dennis, the Nigerian player on fire, scored his 7th goal of the season. I mean, that's why we'll leave it in London. I'm Austin Okonapan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.